It's morning and it's a new day on the ICW. It's a bit cloudy, sunny-ish. No rain so far, but it's cold. First time with a sweater on, so that's a bit funny. Yeah, you can really tell that we're heading north. The weather is quite bad on the Atlantic, so really happy that we could go to ICW now. It's flat waters and the conditions for sailing is really good. Since it's no waves and we have the wind perfectly from the right angle, we're sailing in about 4.5–5 knots, gliding along with the current. So it's a really good sail here. So happy that we could just shut off the engine and sail, because it's so quiet and so flat and so nice. I like nice.
We are approaching our first bridge for today, and it's another one of those 65-foot bridges, but I think we're actually going to sail through this one. It's quite wide between the pillars, so it should be more than doable. It's 66 feet today. You can see they have that like this high low water marks, and today it marks on 66 feet, meaning that the water is a bit lower than the mean water level. So that means we have an extra foot above the antennas today. Dolphins!
I went great sailing under a bridge. No flapping in the sails and the wind was stable. So now we have sailed under one of the bridges.
I find it a bit surprising that they don't really mark out on the pillars like where between which pillars that you should go if you want to have like the highest air draft and the deepest water. We are kind of used to that. You normally mark the pillars with like green and red markers to mark where the supposed channel is, so you know where you're supposed to go. But there are a few lamps and yeah, this high water ruler, so that gives you a hint, but you can't really see that until you're pretty close. So I guess it would be a bit easier if you had like big marks marking where you should go that you could see from far away. But yeah. The weather turned a bit nasty. You can really tell that the wind is picking up now. It was expected here around 10–11 that it was going to pick up, but yeah, we have like 25 knots. We're still sailing on the jib, but it was definitely more comfortable when we were sailing downwind. We're passing a really sketchy spot now. Our sonar log navionics charts, which are like a community gather up of depth sounders that have passed here. It says that it's below 2 meters of depth, and we see 3 on our sounder. So I think it's pretty inaccurate here, but it's still kind of nerve-wracking to pass a spot where the chart says it's below what your boat can handle. But yeah, so far so good, and there's a lot more water. If you look on the normal chart, it says that the intercoastal waterway is dredged to 12 feet, but since we don't really know when it was dredged the last time, we don't really know which information we should look at. We're just passing the point where we figured we would stop for lunch, but it's way more exposed than we had thought, so we just made some sandwiches and we are eating them on the way. The autopilot is steering right now. Marcus has the control ready. Yeah, I think it's way more easy to just continue than to try to stop and head out here in the waves and shallow waters. It didn't feel really good, so...
It looks a bit sketchy.
Yeah, this will be better.
Yeah.
And then we can just continue and find a good spot for the night instead.
Yeah.
I'm shaking. We just went through a corner. It's marked as a quite shallow spots where the sandbanks round up. And we had two boats ahead of us. The first one hit the sandbanks and the second one got through. And just as we were in the middle, the first boat that hit the sandbanks, he said on the radio that he drafted 6 feet. We are 6.6. So we saw 2.1 meters on our depth sounder, and we just, I think we passed that one with like Rosemount. It should be a bit better from this point and forward.
Lucky us, and a funny thing, the boat that got stuck came loose by his own engine, so lucky them, and their boat name is Luckiest, so that was quite funny.
It's definitely starting to get a bit more beautiful here. It's a lot more closer to shore, and there's a lot of houses and private boat docks around. So it's a lot to watch, and now since we're going here where the sandbars move, we're keeping a close eye on the chart. We continued a bit more than we had planned, because we had hoped that this place would be a bit more protected, but it's super unprotected. It's a lot of current, so we have a bit of a problem to even like pull our anchor so that it can dig down properly, because the current pushes us one way and the wind pushes us another. So the only thing that happens is that we go sideways, and to be able to actually get some proper force on the anchor to see if it's stuck in the mud, we need to point our bow up to the wind where the anchor is and just pull it straight backwards. And that right now is pretty much impossible, actually. So we are going to try a new tactic. We're going to hoist our anchor sail to see if that can make our aft move down so that we're in the right direction. This might just top up after 2 years of sailing. This might top up as the worst anchorage that we have been in. It's just nasty. Too bad. We called the marina here asking if they had a slip for tonight, but unfortunately they didn't. We have made a reservation tomorrow, so hopefully there will be one that's free early in the morning. They said that it was check-in at 11, and that's about when it's the wind is picking up. So if we could get somewhere, or if we could get a slip before 11, that would be great.
That would be great.
This will be a terrible night.
Yeah, Linnea's laying sideways against the waves, and the current pushes her and the wind pushes her, so everything is just, yeah, like crazy.
The anchor sail, it got a bit better.
A lot better.
A lot better.
Yeah.
But it was for a few minutes, and now we're back to being sideways.
Yeah.
So
but I think it helps anyway,
yeah.
Because I think it would be a lot worse if without the anchor sail, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will see when the tidal currents change and how we behave then.
Yeah. Hopefully it turns now, so that during the night we will be in the current and the wind will be in the same direction, because then the boat will be a bit more stable. But yeah, I don't know when that is.
No.
I just spoke to the marina and the slip is available, so we are packing up here real quick, and then we're going to leave this crappy anchorage. It's been a very bumpy night, and it hasn't been a lot of sleep because it's been a kind of anxious night. But now that I have a slip, we can go in before the really hard winds arrive, so we are doing that as quick as possible. A bit nervous because we haven't been in a marina since Trinidad, which is like 6 months ago, but I think it will be fine. They have people coming to take the lines, and very well organized here. So wish us luck. We are at the dock for the first time since Trinidad. It felt like a great decision to get in here. It's still windy, but it's protected from like buildings around, so a lot better than being out in that anchorage.
We are packing up the boat. We are heading out in the ICW again for a small day hop. I think for about like 4 to 5 hours on the ICW today, and then we are going to pop into a new marina. It's been a new old experience being in a marina again after more or less 6 months. Everybody's really friendly, the boat is super calm, not rocking, and we really loved it here in the Halifax Marina in Daytona. It's been a lovely place. The staff and the other mariners here in the marina is super friendly, so great stop on the way on the ICW, and now we're heading out on the canals again.
This part of the channel was pretty cool because you're really close to shore, and there's a lot of cool houses there. So I think it's all like vacation houses because you haven't really seen any people, but it's all from pretty small houses to huge houses. But it makes this part of the trip kind of fun because we have a lot to look at.
This is a perfect day traveling on the ICW. We have gusting winds up to 25 knots and the wind straight into the nose. So no sailing, just motoring here, no waves, no nothing. So really happy to be here on the canals or inland waterways instead of beating us north outside of the Atlantic with the waves and the tough headwinds. So this is a really good day on the ICW.
Opening the bridge now, we are about 10 minutes out. Do you think we can go through at the same time, or should we slow down?
No, you will not be able to make this opening, and you won't have to slow down either. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Then we just keep our speed and approach and call you again as we get closer.
You can really tell that Emmy is tired of doing 5 hours on the ICW today. We have had great weather though and a lot to see, but just motoring in 5 hours has been quite exhausting. When we were sailing the other day, I thought we could like go on forever, but when motoring it's it's tiring. So 5 hours is perfect, and we will stay at the marina this night as well. There is a lot of anchorage along the way in the ICW, but this part is quite tricky to anchor in, and there's just quite a few of them, and we are a bit too deep drafted, so we actually took a mooring in the marina for the night, and tomorrow we are heading to St. Augustine.
We found a spot here in another great marina, and this morning we called the marina facilities in St. Augustine because we wanted to get a mooring there, but apparently there's some kind of race weekend going on there right now, so all the moorings are filled and there wasn't even a spot in the marina. So it's very clear that we are not yet used to the American way of reserving your spots days ahead. That's like a first for us. Sweden, Denmark, all of Europe, you can mostly just pop in and there will be a spot for you. But here you have to call in advance, and you need to reserve a spot. So we definitely need to get accustomed to that if we're going to stay on moorings or in marinas in the future months. But yeah, we are a bit uncertain about going there today because there is a small anchoring field, but it's very small and there's a lot of current, and if there is a race weekend going on with a lot of boats there, most likely also the anchorage will be filled. So right now we are on a wait list for a mooring, so if they get back to us in a reasonable time around lunch, then we could still go there today. Otherwise I think we will just stay here where we know we have a spot, and then we go tomorrow. Hopefully they will have a mooring then, but yeah, they said that they will call back, but since we only have a Swedish number, I'm figuring that they won't do that. But yeah, we have a few hours here, and it won't be the worst if we have to stay here. But yeah, it's a new thing that we can't decide when and where we want to go.
We are filling water from the dock, and when we are filling water from the dock and not from the water maker, we use a charcoal filter, so we clean and take away as much as the chlorine in the water as possible. yeah, for keeping the water smelly free and as clean as possible on board. Apart from filling our tanks in a really quick way, we go all crazy when we are on shore and at the dock for the first time since half a year. We go take long showers up at the marina, and we take strolls since it's so close and easy to get to shore. And we fill the water tanks, we wash all the deck hardware and the whole boat away from salt and debris. And yeah, we're really enjoying the marina life, but no, I think we're happy to stay on anchor for a while, get away from all the noises and cars and people. So it would be nice with some days of anchoring and hopefully sailing on the ICW today.
So we are continuing of what we hope will be our last day here on the ICW for this time. It's a Sunday, and I must say I like the ICW a lot more when it was a weekday. There are so many jet skis and speedboats, and with our draft we need to stay in the middle of the March Channel, so people don't really allow us to do that, so we have to sneak out in the edges, just hoping there's no shoal that has been moving inwards. But yeah, this far it's good. The scenery is totally different today. Today it's like forest and beaches, and no houses, no large villas, just the trees and greenery. So pretty nice.
We are finally in St. Augustine, and we got a mooring buoy. Really happy. At first it was a bit uncertain if they had any moorings left, but after like 5-10 minutes we got an answer on the VHF that they had one mooring for us. Really happy. Now we can stay here secured, leave Linnea and explore beautiful St. Augustine. Looks really cool, this city, so I'm really looking forward to exploring it.